So hello guys, welcome to Java JSM, and in this video we can talk about login page. Okay, so we are going to develop one login page based on the Spring Boot MVC, thymleaf and Bootstrap and MySQL with JPA. So all those technology are going to involve to develop this login page. Normal login page we are going to develop. Okay, so let's start now. So I'm going to create some applications. Okay, so let's close all those files. Okay, here I'm going to create one login page. Okay, so right click on your project or right click on files, go to the Spring Starter project, and let's give the project number 12. Okay, login page 1. Next, what are the dependency we required? MySQLs, definitely. So MySQL driver I need, Lombok I need, a Spring Data JP I need, thymleaf I need, a Spring Web or DevTools also I will take. Okay, let's click on next and just finish it. So we have added our required dependency in our applications. Okay, now we need a connections to communicate with our database. So let's copy the previous project application.properties file. Okay, so we can connect easily to our applications. So I'm going to take and collect some properties to connect with the database. Okay, so this is the previous project. Let's close it. This is our project. Go to the src main resources, application.properties file, and here we can paste our those properties config. Now try to see like this property is reflected or not. Okay, so main project, update projects. Okay, and let's try to click on your project and try to run it. It's connecting with our project or not. So if you see here, it's starting our application, but it's saying like there is no suitable driver. Okay, but we have provided already those driver, but it's not picking our config files. So let's close it once, our STS, and let's try to open one more times. Okay, so now they will take our config properties which we have provided in the application.properties file, and based on that it will establish the connection with your database, and then after easily we can communicate with our database and we can do the remaining operations. Okay, so this is our project. Just right click on that and try to run as a Spring Boot app. So once you run it, we can see our application is downloading some jar. It's refreshing some jars basically, and then after it will start our applications. So it's running our Spring Boot server language. Okay, it's not picked. What is the problem? Let's try to clean our project once. Okay, and let's try to write here something in our main class. So that easily we can see like our application is just started. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go to the next step. Here we can write s out and here we can give app started. Unnecessary, why I have added it. Okay, so our project is also clean. Now try to start one more times. So this time the connection is established and our project is also started. Now what we have to do is we have to design our class, remaining class. So first what we have to do, we have to generate our model class. So right click, write class. Model class is nothing but a user class, and we can just change our package, which is nothing but model. Okay, enter it. What are the fields variables you want, you can define here. So I need a private int id, okay, and private string name or username, private string password, and private string phone number. This is the details which I am going to store in the DB. Let's make this particular field as a ID, which is primary key, and it should be generated value. So strategy type is nothing but auto generated. Okay, so this particular ID will generate. Next things what we have to do is we have to mention this is as a entity, and dynamically we have to create a getter setter. We have added the lombok also, so at the rate data annotations, so it will generate the getter and setter also. Okay, what next? Now we have to create a repository to communicate with DB. So class user repo. This is not a class, this should be interface, and it's going to extend JP repository, and here we can pass our user class, and here we can pass our serializable, so that anything it will come, it will handle it. For fetching the data from the database, we need one method based on the user ID and password, username and password. We have to fetch the data from the database. So we can create one method, return type is user, find by username and password. This is the method. It's going to take two fields, a string username and a string password. Okay, so we have created repository also. Now next what we can do, this should be in the repo class, a repo package. So let's move it to user repo. Next what we have to do, we have to create one controller. Okay, so we can easily create one class as a controllers, user controller, and the package name we can change to the controller. Let's finish it. So our controller is also created. Let's make this class as a controllers, and then after we can create method to load our page, which is login page. So public string get login page. For that we can return login page view. Correct? So these things we have to do. What is this? This is nothing but get mapping. It's coming with slash. Okay, But one more things we have to do, while sending this login page you have to create this page also. Okay, let's go to the then where you can create this login page. This page you have to create inside the src main resource template. So if you are working with the thymleaf, it will provide one folder called template. Inside the template you can put your all those HTML files. Okay, so login page.html we have created here, you can see. Okay, let's print some message in the h1 tag. Java is awesome. Okay, and our application is already started, so no need to start. Go to the just browsers and try to hit localhost 8080. You can see we are getting our response. So we have to design this page based on with the help of the bootstrap. I told you here we have to develop our login page with bootstrap. So how we can use bootstrap, I am going to explain you. So go to the new tab and search bootstrap. Once you search the bootstrap, you can see the official website of the bootstrap. Okay, here you can click on documentations and start it. How you can use it? So you want a CDN for that because you are using the HTML file. Okay, so you can easily use the CDN. So this is the first, which is simple template is going to provide, and this is the including a bootstrap CSS and JavaScript CDN link. So this particular code we want. Okay, otherwise separately you can copy this and you can paste in your application also. But what I'm going to do is I will copy this particular code itself and I will go to my application. Whole things I will remove and I will replace with bootstrap. I got this CDN, which is CSS and JavaScript also. Let's change the title. It's a login page. Correct. And the message also I want to change. Okay, before going to change the message, I am thinking to write one main div tag. And inside the main div, put your h1 tag, and here we can write user login page. User login page, simply. Now go to your browsers, previous tab, and try to refresh it. You can see user login page. Okay. Now how we can design our login form, which is input field. So here the bootstrap is going to provide form control. So we can search form controls. In the form controls you can see those the input field. So this is the first input field is nothing but emails, and this is the second text area. So I will copy this first one. CDN we have already added, so no need to worry about it. Just copy this code, maximize your files, and here we need a form for the login. So I will write form action nothing as of now. Just write here your form. Okay, this thing also I don't want. Okay, that is enough. And email address, it's not an email address, it's a username, and input type is nothing but, so let me format it a little bit. Okay, this is not a email, this is the text field. Okay, so this is the first property, username text. Second one we can take as a password, and here text we can convert as a password. That's it. We need one more things, which is nothing but button. So inside the form itself we can create one button. Okay, the name of the button is login. Give the type of the login is nothing but submit. So little bit, if you have an idea of the CSS, you can design easily. But if you don't know, don't worry, you can go with the bootstrap and you can design each and everything. Okay, so if you go to the browsers and if you try to see how your form is look like right now, so your form is look like this. Okay, but you want to decorate it. So what we can do, we can make this div as a container. Once you make it container, it will come to little bit in the centers. Okay, now I want to make this on the center. This text should be on the center and color will be changed. So go to the bootstrap and search here text. If you search text, it will give you how you can do the text as a center. Center the aligned text on overall viewport. So you can write text center, it will do. Okay, if you want to do the color, you can see color. Text primary, text secondary, text success, text gender. What are the colors you want, you can write it. So I'm going to the here and I will create one class. And this class I will write text center. So our text will go to the center. Now I will write text gender. So color will become red. Go to the browsers and just try to refresh it. It's going to the center and text also change to the dangers, which is nothing but red colors. What I want to change this button color also. So what I can do, I want button text as a primary. So I will write here in the button section, I will create one more class. Everything you are going to write in the class. I will alias the name as a button btn, and then I will write btn is nothing but primary. And if you go and if you refresh it, you can see the login page is primary color. Now it's showing. Our form is design is completed. So I will recommend you to go one by one, try to understand what are the things we can do with the bootstrap. Lots of the things. You can collect the icons, you can do all other things. Okay, you can call, like it's showing like what are the APIs, you can display the table format of the data, all those things you can do. Okay, but as of now we require to develop a login page and we have developed. Now once you enter the data here, which is nothing but user ID and password, how we can validate if this user is already registered and this user is already available in the database or not. So those mapping we have to do. Okay, so let's do it. So how we can map this? So whenever user enter the data here, we have to send this data to our controller. So how we can send it? So we have to do the mapping. So let's start the mapping and binding both. Okay, so let's go to the controller first. In the controllers, here we are sending just login page. Here we have to send user ID and passport field also. So in the model class, in the model we can pass one more object. Let's see how we can pass it. So I will write model dot add attribute login request and here we can create one more class which is nothing but login request class, and in this class we can keep two fields which is going to receive user ID and password. Okay, so let's create this, but not in the controllers. We have to create this class into the VO package. Okay, and mention at the rate data. So data will be create the getter setter, and mention those field also, private string username and private string password. Okay, so it will create these two fields. Now what we have to do? Now we are sending this object to the our page. We are sending this object to our page as a login request. So we have to receive this object in this login page. So go to the login page and do the mapping with the input field. So if you see here in the forms, we are going to mention the method as a post, and object we have to store which is coming while loading a login page. So we can write th colon object equal to double quote dollars open closing bracket, and here we can paste our incoming login request object. The action would be also th colon actions. Okay, we can do it. And with this login request object, we have to map our input field which is username. So we can write th colon, it's a thymleaf property, th colon field equal to double quote star open closing bracket username. Same way password also. So th colon field equal to star open closing bracket and password. Okay, so binding is also done. Once you enter on the login buttons, the data will be collected and it will be stored inside the login request object, and it will send to the th colon action with the post method. So how we can send it? So at the rate bracket open slash login user endpoint. Okay, this login user endpoint we have to create. Copy this, go to the controllers. In the same controller we can do it, and create one more method, public string login user. Okay, and this is nothing but post mapping. So we can specify at the rate post mapping and slash save user. Data will come as a save users. So once data they will send, how we can receive it? So with the help of the model attribute we can receive it. Model attribute nothing but login request with this object name which is coming. Once you receive, you have to store somewhere, which is nothing but login request. We have to create one model also to send some data, login is successful or not. So model. So we have created one model object also. Okay, after that we have to return this the same page. So return login page, return to the login page once again. But before going to return, validate users. So how we can validate users? So first check our user we are receiving or not properly. So here we can print a login request to a string, and through that we can test we are able to receive those data or not. Go to the UI and try to click on login. We are getting some error. Login page.html error happened. Login page.html. So during the parsing a template, login.html is not what it's saying. Okay, it's no issue, just refresh your page first. Okay, so while loading a page itself, I am getting the issue. What is the issue? So was a internal server error. Template login page.html. org thymleaf exception template and error during the template class path resources template login page.html 241. It's showing 241. What is the issue I am getting? Login page line number 16. Login page line number 16. What is the issue? So go to your backend. Login page line number 16. Okay, the page is not saved. So let me refresh once again. Okay, now it's coming. So this is the Prince Kumar and I am sending some password as a 1234. Click on login and go to the console and let's try to see we are receiving those data or not. So perfectly we are receiving those data also and we are printing in the console, so that is fine, no issue in that. Okay, everything is good. Now what next we have to do? We have to validate the users. So before going to validate the users, what we have to do? Let's see our table is created or not. So our table is created, which is the user tables SB001. Here we can provide some ID. I'm going to just do the hardcode value here and 123 and phone number is something I have entered and name is nothing but Prince. I will give one more users 102, password is 12345 and I will give the numbers and Ajay. So this is the two details I have given here. Click on apply and just finish it. Our data is saved into the database. Let's refresh and you can see the data. Okay, now if the peoples are login with this user ID and password, then only we have to provide the login, otherwise no. How we can write the code? So go to the controllers and in the controllers, once we receive the data which is login request, we can validate it. Okay, so let's validate it. How we can validate? So simple. For validations, we can call our repository. So for repository call, we want repository object. So we can write private user repo and just auto add it. So we can easily create the object for that. Okay, so repository object is created, then after we can use those object here. Okay, how? So user repo dot find by username and password, and here we can send our username and password from login request dot get username, and in the next parameters login request dot get password. So these two details we are going to send and they will provide me one users if it is available in the DB. If it is not available, they will give the null. So I will check easily. Hey, if user is not null, if user is not null, then only return to success page, success.html page, otherwise no. So we have to create this page also. Okay, so let me create this page, success page. So what we can do, so go to the template and right click on the template, HTML, success.html. Here we can say login successful. Hi, you have logged successfully. You have logged successfully. Simple message. I am going to print it here. Now let's go to the browsers. Okay, and let's try to write something called prints and give the password 12. Click, nothing is happening. Give the password 123. Login successful, and it's redirecting to the success page also. If you see here, you have logged in successfully. Okay, let me give the title as a successful page, success. So now if you refresh it, you can see login success. You have logged successfully, login success page. If you give any wrong password, it will not work. It will not work. But how we know this is the wrong password? So we have to give some message. So let's write those message also. So go to the controllers, and from the controllers we can prepare one message. Okay, so message is a string msg. Okay, and if login is successful, I am going to send model dot add attribute msg Okay, then this variable is also not required. Why I am writing msg, and we can send hi space plus username. So login request dot get username plus double quote comma, and then after you have logged in successfully. So this is the message I am going to print in the success page. If it is not, I am going to send some message in the model dot add attribute msg, and what is the message? Please, please, please enter correct username and password. This message I am going to send it. Okay, this message, how we can display this message? So once we send this message from the controller, so we have to receive this message on the login page. So here I will try to receive it. Here I will create one more p tag. Okay, and I will give here th colon text equal to dollar open close msg. So it will print those messages also. And one more things I will do, I will color this particular text, which is nothing but text danger, red color, text danger. In the same way, I will copy this particular line and I will go to the success page and I will paste it here, and here I will change it to h2, H2 message, and text is not danger, it says success. Success. Okay, let's try to run your application and check it. So login user, remove it, refresh this page, give the correct username password, prints, and give the wrong password 12345. This is the wrong password. Click enter. We are able to receive here one message. Please enter the correct username and password. From where? From our controllers, and we are printing it here. Okay, if you give the correct one 123, it will log in and it will go to the hi prince, you have logged in successfully. Okay guys, so I hope you understood. Hi prince, you have logged in successfully, when we are going to display, how we are going to display, and we have developed the perfectly login page also. Okay, so thank you so much. If you have any doubt, please let me know, I will help you in that. We have one more users, which is Ajay12345. Try to log in with Ajay. So just give here Ajay 12345. Log in successfully, Ajay. If you give something wrong password, it will not display. And if you refresh it, the data will go here. If you click just login, that time also please enter the correct username and password. Okay, we can design it also while doing a binding, like each and every field also display, please enter the correct value, not be blank. We can do the validation also later. Okay, thank you so much for as of now.